Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This time we're going to be answering the question, would Anakin Skywalker have fallen to the dark side if Shmi, his mother, had not died? And to start this off with full transparency, I believe the answer to that question is a firm no. I believe Shmi's death was the first major catalyst in Anakin's life that really pushed him towards the dark side. And I firmly believe that had she survived, the events of the prequel trilogy, and as a result, Star Wars as a whole, would have turned out a lot different. So let's dive into the whys of that. Growing up on Tatooine, born into slavery, it would appear, Anakin pretty much never had anything in his life besides his mother. His mother was everything to him, and she dedicated her life and what little she had to making sure that Anakin would be safe, protected, and really live a good life as a kid, letting him do the pod racing, allowing him to express himself through things like building C3PO. And you can tell that despite slavery and being in a relatively poor, kind of boring, rundown part of the galaxy, such as Mos Espa, that Anakin was happy as a child. And you could really see in The Phantom Menace how much it absolutely devastated him to leave his mother to fulfill his dreams of being a Jedi, but she ultimately wanted the best possible life for him, and she knew that that was not going to happen remaining in slavery on Tatooine. And we can see that even after he leaves, sets out for Coruscant, the Jedi Masters in the Jedi Council can sense that Anakin is deeply missing his mother. That attachment is something that concerns them because the Jedi normally take in Padawans at a younger age before they're able to develop these close relationships and these strong attachments to things like their home world or their families, friends, things of that nature. And so this was already a major red flag with Anakin because they knew he was coming in with this burden, and his promise that he would come back and free her, something the Jedi never really helped Anakin with or offered to do. It kind of seemed like once Anakin became a part of the Order, it was more of them wanting him to kind of forget that part of his life, devote everything to becoming a Jedi, and moving forward. In fact, it is not until much later in the timeline of Attack of the Clones where we see Anakin begin to have nightmares about his mother being in danger, and he sets out on his own accord to go back to Tatooine and find out if she's okay. He can sense that something is wrong. That is the deep attachment that the Jedi were worried about. And so he reaches Tatooine, and after going on a bit of a scavenger hunt, he finds out she has been captured by the Tusken Raiders. And he does arrive to try and save her, but unfortunately, it is too late. She has been beaten, brutally tortured, and the last moments of her life are her seeing her son for the last time. And despite the prequels not having some of the best acting and dialogue of all times, this moment was really sold. You could feel the emotion, the anger, and just the rising resentment on Hayden Christensen's face as he portrays Anakin Skywalker. And it is this moment when she dies in his arms that everything kind of comes crashing down for Anakin. We will not see his full fall and turn to the dark side until Revenge of the Sith, when his wife's life is kind of put into danger through these same visions, premonitions, and nightmares that he is having. But this is the moment. This is the moment that really opens that door for Anakin Skywalker. He brutally slaughters the men and the women and the children too of the Tusken camp, returns with his mother's body, and it is from this moment that Anakin starts to think about all of the things that the Jedi have cost him. His commitment to the Jedi have cost him his relationship with his mother. He was never able to go back and free her, and the emotion he feels at her death is not one of acceptance or mourning or inherent depression. It's more of anger and vengeance. These are the emotions that the Jedi fear can come from attachment, because his first response when she dies is to take absolute total vengeance on the people that did it to her. And you could argue all day whether that was justified or not, but at the end of the day, it's not the Jedi way to seek vengeance and retribution. So I believe this was that turning point for Anakin, and I think that's something that's fairly accepted amongst Star Wars fans. But I want to take a moment and kind of look at the other side. Imagine she had not passed away at this moment, and we had gotten to Revenge of the Sith, and Anakin went directly to having those nightmares about his wife, Padme. I believe that Shmi would be one of the first people Anakin would turn to, instead of someone like a Palpatine who is manipulating Anakin, pushing him towards learning secrets of the dark side in order to save his wife. I believe instead he would go talk to his mother, he would get her input, and the events of the movie would never play out the same way. There is no way his mother would approve of him falling to the dark side in order to cling on to his wife. His mother would instead encourage him to find another way, or, trust in the Force, trust in himself. Who knows? I just believe the absence of her in the third film of the prequels really opened the door for Palpatine to slide in as this manipulative faux father figure. And that's what unfortunately led to the events of the tragic life of Anakin Skywalker. Well, that's going to be it for this video. I appreciate you watching. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. This video is a shout out to you. Just know that if you weren't around, we would all fall to the dark side. And as always, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Don't miss out on any of the Star Wars content we got over here. Leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. And may the Force be with you. Let's blow up that like button and go home.